All right, so we'll call the meeting to order at 5:01 PM. First up is to approve and sign the minutes from the May 16th meeting.
Was I here? Was that when I missed?
No, you're here.
All right,
That
I
was
make a
all
motion
over.
that we accept the minutes.
No,
May
that's-
16.
All right, all those in favor?
uh,
Aye. Next up, we have to approve and sign the minutes from the June 2nd meeting. Do I have a motion?
Oh. yeah. I make a motion of
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Hello, Patrick.
Welcome. All right, well, welcome back.
Look who's here. How are
Next
you? When
up,
did you get back?
we have.
Last Monday.
The tax deeding for property 001-003. I understand you're here this evening.
I am.
Okay,
I'm Aaron Fadden. If it pleases the chair, we can resolve this. I brought a check for more than the amount that I was told was due.
okay,
I have a commitment with a respected attorney that we all know, who will draft the deed, which is the main thing that I want, is an actual physical deed.
Sure.
so transfer the ownership.
Well, so there'll be a deed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'll be a deed and the ownership would transfer from the estate to yourself.
Yes,
Okay, so that's all on you, okay? Understanding that if we accept that check this evening, you still, it doesn't provide you with any ownership or any other rights that you still have to go through that process.
I do.
Okay, so it just clears the back taxes and
Happy
then you're on your
days.
own.
Happy days.
All right, then I need a motion to accept the check
For,
for property.
$13,000.
For
And
$13,000.
So somewhere is a letter of intent which had the
Yep.
exact amount on it.
as of when he signed it, it was $12,009.78
So we can assume that I'm probably
in the.
covered.
Probably, yes,
All right,
or for
So-
sure. He would be taking care of all of that, and then what minimal legal fees we had started.
perfect,
We hadn't got far.
excellent.
It's all ice cream.
So,
Judy will not give change, okay? But if she does, yes.
so yeah, he had been working on it since the 25th.
Okay,
And then I called Laura
That's great.
Yep.
because I wasn't sure we could
Good
we could do
solution.
this, and she said this would be her recommendation was to accept it. And this was the smartest thing the board could do.
Am I required for any form of letter of commitment from Deb Reynolds or anything like that? Is there paperwork that you need?
It would be great, Laura said, to have something submitted that says you are working on it and in the process of it.
Something from me or something from
From
her?
her would be better.
Just an email, probably.
Even, she could just email us or the office, whatever,
great.
but I'll happily take your payment.
Okay, so we have this motion.
Oh,
Hanging
I was
down.
gonna say,
So motion to accept, Mr. Aaron Fadden's $13,000 to, clear the taxes owed on property 001-003.
I'll second that.
And we
Stop the tax.
and stop the tax deed. So Scott has second. All those in favor? Aye. Very good. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Is an email an acceptable thing? You don't need a paper trail?
Well,
Letter.
that will be a paper trail. I'll print it off. It will have her
Okay.
email address on
Letter
it.
or email?
Yep.
Forgive me, I'm writing.
That's it.
You can continue. I just,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't want to slow you down.
Far if you'd like to. You
Really,
need help?
really?
You got, the
Just
hotline.
leave the check.
You-
No, I'm not hurrying you. I'm not hurrying you. I just didn't want you to feel rushed, like, I'm.
She wants the money.
I do want that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mike says the same thing. She always wants money.
She gets what she wants. All the timing. Is my nephew.
Yes,
They receive everything,
you're okay.
all going.
Oh, good.
Hello, James.
Is there any other questions for me? I don't need to be here for anything else.
Nope.
Heating the room up.
Well, not unless you want to listen to the rest of it.
Oh, I'd love hanging out with you,
We're gonna talk about Tripoli.
but, I'll sit in the back. And then thank you for your time and consideration.
Yep, thank you for
Thank
coming
you
in.
for coming in.
Hey, nice, welcome back, thanks. Don't want to
Something else or?
All right, moving on. So next up, we have the classification Tripoli Road, that was brought to our, we've been kind of working over, or working on it the
Glasses on, I can read that. I just, want to make sure.
Nobody's really.
last few months, since last fall.
Yeah, this goes way back.
So, last couple meetings ago, we received some paperwork from Judy, I think it was in the workshop. From the surveying company that kind of outlined their thoughts. After going through some of the tax maps and having some conversations with DOT. And everything that we've kind of been reading and knowing is the facts are the facts. I don't know if you've read through that, but. I would make the recommendation that we continue as we are and that we nicely send a letter to New Hampshire DOT to say, please update your road viewer map. Because really that's the only issue is the road viewer map showing that it's class 7 versus class 5.
And
The
we,
state has already said,
we're saying it's class 5.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
yeah,
Laura,
and
maintaining it for
Of it.
30 years.
right,
well, that's what she kind of says here in her 5:30 email. She
Right.
reviewed everything, start to finish, and
yeah, she's saying just kind of move forward with it.
she's, yeah, stated words.
I don't think we have to go to court to pick it up, it seems like it'll be a minor.
I think it's already on our inventory.
It's on our inventory, we're already,
It's 2/10 of a mile,
So,
I've measured.
and I don't, and even if we did, they're not gonna fight us on it.
right,
No.
so,
They want us to have it,
Yeah, they don't want to come up here for 2/10 of a mile.
but you pretty much have it because you've been doing it for 20 or 30 years by description.
so I make a motion that we continue maintaining the road as we have been for several years. And moving forward and to send a letter to DOT,
That day was actually.
decades.
I'll second that one.
Okay, all those in favor?
I
Reach out to Wayne, find out
How will we even go for? Yeah,
how
okay. So next up, Judy emailed over, these are the ordinances that we've had a few workshops on. I didn't see, she sent them off to the attorney, she's reviewed them. And we've kind of taken in any kind of input from all department heads, and their thoughts and their considerations. Reading through them again this morning, I did not see any changes necessary, so I would make the motion to accept the vehicle ordinance or vehicle parking ordinance as presented.
second.
All right, all those in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Next up, we have the public streets, the use of public streets, sidewalks, and town-owned property and vendor ordinance. The same thing. I would make a motion that we accept that ordinance as presented. For a second,
second that one.
I'm gonna abstain.
very good. Yep. So all those in favor? Aye. All those abstain, 1. And then last, we have to approve and adopt the application for permission to use the public street and sidewalks or town-owned property. I didn't see any necessary changes to that either, so I'd make a motion to accept that. Do I have a second?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain.
Very good. Great. Well, moving right along. We have, under old and other business brought forth, so we have a joint board meeting coming up, with the town of Lincoln here in Woodstock.
What?
On June 27th at 5 p.m.
I may or may not be able to make that, I'll be.
Okay.
Just for the day, hopefully I'll be able to get that.
Okay,
It's already on there.
And you're
it's our
okay.
regular time.
Yeah, it's already on the, I just wanted to make sure.
So that would be
Yeah.
okay.
So I think, Jane had emailed over, she had a small agenda for you, recreation, solid waste, and
That's pretty much
the
it.
tank. Ski-
Yeah, the
ski area.
the operations of the ski slope, and I think they want to revisit the fee charts for the solid waste because of the increase in everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I don't know a lot.
So I think it might be getting more.
Oh, good.
Just for the sake of recording, you want to go with that alternative to the.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're unable to attend the North Country Council Commission meeting, I could be your alternate to attending that, if you're all right with that.
I'm fine.
Okay, so we need a motion to allow myself to be an alternate to that meeting.
I make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Yep.
All those in favor? Okay. And then, other than that, public participation on anything that we've kind of discussed and gone over tonight? Yes, Mr. Warehouse, Bill?
This is all good,
Yes.
and everybody here, so Patrick. For those of you here in April, when we were trying to sort out the width of School Street. I sat down last evening, I replayed that meeting, and thank you, thank Judy for genuinely trying to work with me and understand that. And I heard Cheryl say, School Street, 1906, School Street, when they did the layout on it. And then as I listened further, I kept hearing myself saying 1908, 1908, 1908. And I think I have determined what it is. What the section for the application wasn't School Street, that's Grange Street.
Oh, it's changed. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It used to be
Yes.
Grange Street to the corner, I think, right?
To the corner.
I think it's for.
Because the yellow building was the Grange Hall.
You have 3 book and page
Right.
numbers, and if you're interested.
Yeah, if you'd like to email them to me.
I
I
can do
mean,
that.
I think I've heard Mike and
Very
Steve
good.
talk
I'd
about
like
it.
to see it, yep.
Yeah, I would, if you don't mind emailing it to me, I'll pull them and.
And it's the
Add
legal
and stuff.
description, and it keeps saying along Grange Street.
Yeah, and I can't
Along
remember. if-
Grange Street, and that was until 1917.
Yeah, and I
When
can't
did the
remember
Grange
that.
turn to an apartment building?
Yes, Mark Alexander had.
That, believe it or not, was before my time.
And I can't remember if they had that or
I
not.
mean, it was an old shitty building when I bought it.
And that's possibly why Saborn has the information for the 24 feet, because it's Grange Street. And we have all been talking about School Street.
The big-
Which one is Grange? Oh, yeah. Well, I remember back in the. On that building,
Look at it.
to School Street.
Looks up and
So
see.
School Street ran off Lost River, and then it was Grange Street.
Yes.
Just going
One thing I wanted to mention, Ice Castle wise, I guess all the gurus are here today. Mike and I met with them for a few minutes. And we talked about paving the road for several years, and they've gone back and forth between the engineers and Steve McFrance. It sounds like they finally come to terms.
I think there is, but I'd have, like I said.
No, I mean, but Mike was gonna call him today. So,
He did call Steve.
you see.
Yeah.
And bottom line is, the only thing you wanted was, we thought Steve should come maybe down before they paid.
Mhm.
And then to come up with a lump sum that the Ice Castle owes the town. From the bid process, what they're gonna do is the Ice Castle is we'll put it up, it's a town road, we're gonna put it out to bid, they're gonna pay 100% of the cost of the upgrade.
That's 16 feet, paved
20.
20.
I'm not sure.
I
I'm
don't,
not
I
sure.
can't remember.
It was so long ago, we're working on this, I can't.
And then they
remember.
come in, so I have to refresh it, but Steve did tell Mike that,
Steve Atkins concerns that he straightened out with their engineer.
yep, he did.
And so that works out fine. I mean, we'll have a chance to vote on it, look at it.
And I think the DES is signed off on everything too, because it was a
They
call.
have.
Everything is clear, I'm pretty sure, but
Except now, so now they've got to give us the information so you can put it out to bid,
yeah,
so.
we got 2 bids out there right now.
Can I just ask, only out of ignorance, because I haven't been here, absence ignorance, I guess. What's the deal with the 2/10 of a mile on Tripoli Road?
Oh,
So it was brought to our
It's a-
attention,
it's a
yeah,
mess, yeah.
back in October. And when we did some research, we found that the town on the DOT maps owns from Route 175
Yeah,
up to Avery Farm Road. And then they classified it as class 7 from there to the gate,
Which is a federal road.
which is a federal road. But the town for decades has been maintaining from 175 all the way
To the gate.
the gate. And so we were trying to figure out, well, like, where did that? Is it really owned by the town? Is it owned by the state? Is it owned by the Forest Service? And in all of the mix, it's still kind of not clear
Everybody.
as
has a
far as,
different-
but because kind of like Potato Hill Road a few years back, because we've been maintaining it for decades, we can just continue to adapt. We can. It's been on our,
Don't we
On a
have
boat.
residents that live past
Yeah.
Avery?
Yeah.
That's,
Campground?
that's what
That's
we
the
want,
problem.
that's what we're trying to make
Why-
it good.
Then why is the federal government complaining because we're maintaining it?
no, it's just because it was brought to it, we had to address it
It's been
because
brought
it
up.
had been brought
Because
to our
somebody
attention.
said it was a federal road, that we got to find out wasn't a federal road.
Right.
And it would you,
It was because it was brought to our attention that it was a federal road and they weren't sure we should be maintaining it, so that's what started the ball
so
rolling.
technically, between Avery Farm and the gate is federal?
Well, we don't really
We
know.
don't
We don't really know,
It's a-
that's what's
Laura can't
designated,
figure that out.
Nobody can
Right.
figure it out.
Well,
Nobody, we've hired surveyors.
Just the 2/10 of a mile I was talking about.
2/10 from Avery Farm to the gate.
Yeah,
If we have town residents that live there, I don't see what the big deal is of us.
no.
right,
Wow.
and that's why we said,
Hey.
on the stay the course. Like,
You know,
Have you
continue to
followed
take-
Mir-
It might be different if the thing needs to be dug up and repaved and regraded and everything else, but if we're talking about just plowing, that's stupid.
Have you read all the Miriam Woods thing?
No.
That's how this all started.
I'll sit down with you for.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is that the one that's down in the guy she subdivided it a couple of
No,
years
no.
ago?
This is Russell Craig, that all of a sudden, you know, we have that land up, anyway, the quick version is, we have that land up there that's a conservation easement. That people, I guess, have been, you know, hiking, rock climbing up there for many years, but all of a sudden, about 2 years ago, this club came about. And started advertising rock climbing up there, and they put in 50 routes, 100 routes on our land. And Marcus had tons of cars parking in front on the road, and so it's just turned into this big fiasco.
169 routes up this thing when there were originally about 80. And what happened was is once when COVID hit, nobody was really paying close attention to it. And they came in and just inundated it with permanent anchors and pitons and all this stuff without our permission, and it's our town property and it's a conservation easement. So at one point last summer, Marcus counted cars, there were 50 cars
Which Marcus?
selling him, where he lives right next to it.
That's the problem.
48 cars and a bus from Plymouth State College parked there, and they're all out through those woods.
On our conservation land.
Yes,
Which the land.
So
is
now
deemed
go
for
ahead, go on.
recreation, finding the balance.
I'm sorry?
I said the land is deemed for recreation, but it's not deemed for.
They're doing it on their terms.
Recreation,
As far as
right,
I'm concerned, recreation on there has to be on our terms.
right,
And now there is the Conservation Commission has already exploded to full.
That's why there's,
Full membership.
that's why there's meetings posted on the door.
yeah,
yeah,
Full membership.
and they're in
instead of
charge,
one.
they're actually in charge, of the conservation commission's in charge of managing that property.
Pretty diverse,
copy,
but either one.
yeah.
It's a good group.
A copy of this, from the surveying company should be given to them, because I noticed there was some,
That's when I go away.
there was some stuff that was meant.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, it was.
You should pass a copy of this.
Hey, Scott,
report from,
I'm telling
the
people that
surveyor onto
My
the rest
goal
of the
during the
members.
year,
You give it to
no
us.
days over 90 degrees, no days under
Yeah, you
50.
have-
I like, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's the one I have on my.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could give,
I would
share
give
that
them a
or have them
copy
create a
because
file of it.
it has some information towards the end about the conservation. And like the forest growth and stuff, so
So
it would
they
be a
should
good,
get that.
they should get a copy of that to read through.
and I'll have your copy in here. if
Good.
you want to give them your-
Does she have a box in the office?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sticking in her box and.
They could create a file for the your closet.
Also,
You could,
when I think we talk about the ice castle thing, because we've got to look at the water agreement, but I had also talked a couple of the residents that. We usually have a sit down with them at some point. And over the next month or so, invite residents in to talk about concerns they have about noise
mhm.
and traffic and stuff like that. So give
Mm-hmm.
people a kind of a public forum, where they're a major attraction really at this point.
Yep, yeah.
So, and
Does, the paving is also, we're gonna re-inspect or look at the culvert situation again?
That's all done.
The
That's-
culvert's done.
That's all that engineering's done, it's done.
Been through
That's all-
DES.
It's all set.
Okay.
That was built to spec by engineers.
Yeah.
That, when it was the repair that was a problem at first.
Well, that's what I was.
And they've since fixed that, right? That's all fixed.
Oh,
Up to
yeah.
specs, and now they're on the road.
And as far as the water goes, I told him it's too early for Mike to make any type of call or me to make a call. Because we're just experimenting with a new water system, over the next couple of months, and it just really got going 2 days ago, really, so.
Right.
We don't really know.
And he's got some adjustments that we won't have some readings
For what?
Right.
for a while because he's gonna take them.
It's gonna be terrific though, I mean, the whole
He's
thing
got,
is,
yeah, he's got some.
He's got some repairs. Yeah.
it's gonna make a big
I
difference.
think he's got reps, you guys probably stop and
I
decide.
saw that, yeah.
Did
Alright.
you learn that in?
You know, just for the record, I did try to zoom in a couple of times.
Yeah.
I get really screwed up with the Central Eastern Time thing.
Oh, no.
I was at 5:30, I was at 5 o'clock and I said, oh, wait, I'm an hour late because it was Eastern time.
You're not the only one that's done that.
Oh, all right,
Make a motion to adjourn.
all right.
What time?
It is 5:22
Apparently,
PM.
I can watch.
5 seconds.
So,
All those in favor? Aye. Very good.
much nicer than last time, we were here for 3 hours, you missed us.